Well, hey guys, this is Zach with Truetone, and I just wanted to give kind of an intro to using a delay. And the reason I'm doing this is many years ago, I was, I didn't know anything about effects, and I found a whole tray full of Boss pedals at a pawn shop for $100. Again, this was about 1990. And even though I got them for a steal at $100, and it was like a delay pedal and a chorus and an EQ and all sorts of stuff, but I had no idea how to use them. And there were no books, or magazines, there was no internet, there was nothing. And I really wish someone would have shown me how to use a delay pedal and how to get different delay sounds to help replicate the different, because it helps you get the right vibe and the right sound for the kind of music that you're playing. So just to start off, I'm using this Truetone H2O, and I'm only going to be using the echo side, not going to be using the chorus for this. And right now I have it, the delay time is set to minimum. The repeats, I just have a couple of repeats, and the level set pretty high, so you can kind of hear what it's doing. Again, delay at minimum, it's more of a fattener. So here's my dry sound, and this is a Telecaster through a deluxe reverb. Reverb is off so that you're only hearing the delay, but this is the dry sound. So it's kind of fattening up at that point. Has a little bit of a tinge of metallic quality to it. But yeah, you can use it for chording or whatever. And turn up a little bit. Yeah, the delay, a little bit more delay time. Still kind of metallic-y sounding. Then as I get it up a little bit more, you start really being able to hear the original note and the repeat, like this. You hear that da-dot, da-dot. So now, the way I have it set, this is the way I would go for a rockabilly slapback sound. And if you're playing that style of music, you really need to set the delay properly to get that kind of slapback, because it's so important, because the level is set up high, and it really gives the licks and everything that push that you really need if you're going to play that style of music. So here I'm going to play a little bit of rockabilly. Okay, now I'm going to play that without the echo, and you'll hear how important the echo is to that vibe. So you can hear how important delay is, and how, when you're going to cover a style of music, knowing the delay times and the settings that are used for that really help with it. So that's kind of a country, rockabilly. Now, if I wanted to make it country, I would turn the level down and I'd leave everything else the same to do kind of like a Vince Gill or kind of Brent Mason, Albert Lee kind of Telecaster thing. So I'll turn the level down quite a bit. And then you get this kind of thing. It's still there, but it's not so loud that it's just kind of fattening. It's just kind of giving it a little bit of push. So that's a great, kind of country sound. Again, low repeats, still a pretty quick delay, and the level's pretty low. Because if you play that same kind of thing with the level up high, it starts getting a little more out of control. Doesn't sound bad, but it just gets to be a little bit much. So when you turn that down, you get that. All right, now let's get to a kind of a general purpose delay setting that I would use if I wasn't going to be able to kind of bend over very much and kind of change delay times or anything. I'd set the delay up a little bit where you get a little more delay time, a little bit more repeats, and keep the level down low. And then you get this kind of thing. So you have a number of repeats, but it's still a fairly short delay time. It's just kind of filling out the sound. So you can kind of play, just about anything, really. And it's just kind of a nice general purpose delay to kind of leave on no matter what you're doing. So, I mean, you can do the chicken picking thing. Or you can play. Then as we get up to higher delay times, here's another kind of fun trick that that I learned. You can set this up to the long setting, and we're going to set the repeats down to minimum where you get a single repeat. Level up about halfway to where the delay is the same, close to the same volume as the original note that you played. And then you get this kind of thing. Now this type of thing's been used by tons of different players. Country guys like Grady Martin and Albert Lee and John Jorgenson have used it kind of in a country setting. Eddie Van Halen has used it, in a rock setting. The Edge uses that same type of thing, but with a different volume and repeats on it. But that's a dotted eighth repeat. And so if I play again what I was playing before, but without the delay on, you can see how simple the line is and how important the delay is to this sound. So it's pretty integral to the sound. If you set it to a shorter time, of course, you could play something that was like at a faster tempo, like. So that's pretty fun. Okay, then as you get higher delay times and more repeats, of course, you can have it more, for ballads or what have you. So we're going to set the repeats up pretty high, level pretty high, delay pretty high. And this is actually good for helping you to play less notes at times, to kind of have it where the delay is kind of doing some work and you're not so tempted to overplay, hopefully. You So yeah, so that's kind of a basic overview on how to use a delay, some fun little tricks. I hope you've enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.